here. Welcome back to the playthrough. Guys, fellas, people, witnesses, haters, lovers, gentlemen, gentle ladies, and you rabid motherfucking animals. What is happening? It is another episode of the Koopa, the Noku Noku Thinker, and my oh my, is it a wonderful, wonderful day. It's, the month of months. I'm recording a new batch today. Sorry about that. I was putting my fucking sock on because yeah, it's a Dragon Quest day. It's Dragon Quest day because it ends with Y, you know? So we get a Dragon Quest on days like that. Um, Another day where I'm recording in the middle of the night because I can't sleep. I don't know which place this is going to go into though, because I do actually have a lot of energy. But I'll tell you what the topic is of the day. We're talking about magic. It's in my name, so I should know a little bit about it. And we're talking about spells, right? The wonderful thing. But I didn't really have too much time to record anything really, really interesting, so I decided to try to be truly true to my cosplay nature and get a good run of this wonderful, wonderful boss, the heavy metal slime. As you have quite an unoptimized team here. You really need somebody with a spear, to be honest. But I'm going to try my best to give you guys the best show possible. And that is where we go directly into our topics of the day. It's the spells. The spells, baby. The spells, baby. So, how do you cast a spell? You know? How to cast a spell? Well, first of all, we got to start out with magic. Guys, magic is real. Magic is so real. Magic is probably the only real thing in life, especially since we are now in this retarded social media age where everyone thinks that a highlight reel is a representation, an accurate representation of a person, which it is not, okay? A lot of people only, yes, you heard that, only watch my short form content, which I view 100% as spells. And why do I view those as spells? Well, let's get into that. Because the magic of life comes from the aura. The aura. The aura. Ew. Ra. Aura. Aura is your power. Aura is your force field. Aura is your general MP level, right? And those with more powerful auras, more powerful nins, okay, they come off stronger than others. And this is a crazy phenomenon because I used to think that this was only in real life, but it's just in a live setting where anyone can detect or analyze what you say or do, okay? Because a lot of times when you're casting these spells, it's not about what you say, it's more about what you don't say. It's not about what you do, it's more about what you don't do. It's more about what you don't engage with. A lot of progress, a lot of goals come from just exiting out the things we don't need. And you'll notice a lot of people with aura are excellent at canceling out things. They don't automatically bring them back the MP that they so desire. Just calmly, casually, and collectively picking up their mantle and moving it to somewhere that is mutually beneficial. Okay, and that is just auratic alignment with God and purpose is essentially what happens there. Mouthful, right? But yeah, just of that. Aura. And everyone has it. And you don't realize that you're building it every second of every hour of every minute of the day. Well, how am I building it? I'm not really doing anything. I'm just living my life. I'm just playing game. I put streamer on in the background. I play game. I'm not building my aura. You are building your aura, sir. You are building your aura, sir. And the way you're building your aura, it comes from our internal monologue. Now, some people don't really have one, and I get that. I get that. But you see, there's a certain level of discernment you can have with this, because if you say you don't have one, you're probably just working off of somebody else's template. You see what I mean? Because awesome things are happening in lives right now, and I didn't realize there's really, like, there are truths to the world, right? There's really no way to make your brain stop. You have to breathe air, you have to pick up cup to drink water, right? It's just, you don't think about these things. Like, I'm moving my hand right now up and down. I'm not thinking about moving my hand up and down right now. That sounds wrong. That sounds like I'm doing stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something I have to explicitly think about to even do that, to do the nasty stuff. I don't even have to think about it. That's just automatic. Something put that in my brain beforehand, and now I'm automatically operating off of that. And that is where the spells come in. You're galvanizing your own authority over yourself by allowing random thoughts, pleasures, hates, wants, loves to come in for no reason, for absolutely no reason. Why? Is it helping you? Probably not. Probably not. Now, what I will say to that is even if it doesn't help you, even if it is explicitly evil, you have to recognize where you have come indulging and using this, okay? And that it is not going to go away cold turkey, of course, and on top of it not going away cold turkey. You will indeed have to face it to move forward, authentically. The problem with a lot of relationships is that people have these darknesses, people have these horrible, horrible things, and then they have all this magic power within them. And what they do with that magic power and all that brutality, and they take this crazy spell that they're concocting, and they hide it, and they don't know what status effects that people are going to get from it because they haven't analyzed what the spell is yet themselves, crazily enough, right? Like, they didn't even really fucking identify where the source comes from. And that's where you really get down to brass tacks with your spells, is when you alchemize where the root of the cause is. You're never gonna get there if you don't face it head on. If you don't say, hey bitch, we're going on this fucking ride, okay? And I'm gonna understand you if it kills me, and it might. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be so okay. So you have to be so divinely okay with that. That this journey, just to simply understand, like, it's not even like we're trying to get anything amazing or exemplary in life. We are just explicitly and inherently trying to understand. That's all this channel is. That's all, I feel like a lot of YouTube channels are just looking for understanding, at least the ones that I watch. And if you are on that journey with me, you can join. You're allowed to. I'm not I'm not gatekeeping this one. But some of them I will. Some of them I'll say, hey man, if you're this kind of retarded person, get the fuck out. But no, this is the spell episode, okay? I'm casting something right now, so I'm gonna allow you to join during the spell, but only because I want proof that it works. I want proof that this shit is real. But anyways, back to the topics, guys. Magic, the aura around us, it is always caked by this internal monologue, and people don't realize they're baking it with the exact things that are keeping them in the place that they want to go away from. You're baking it. That is what you're cooking with. The oil that you're using for these spells are the very things that are holding you back. And essentially, what we have to realize about spells is the hidden nature of the accurate ability of everyone to cast them. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh, it's only this select cast of people that can have the magical properties of operantly conditioning someone without forcing them to do it. We all have the power, man. We all have the power. And as a matter of fact, you are casting spells right now without even realizing it, okay? You're casting a spell on YouTube, okay? There are so many things that they are downloading from us just from using these social media apps. And I call them all light magic, light spells, okay? Light MP draining techniques, okay? Those are all passives that they are bestowing upon us that make it harder for us to give our God-given right to cast these spells, to do these things, okay? Because we all have this power in us, and that's the amazing thing about a show like this, a playthrough like this, a channel like this. I am not doing anything that you can't do yourself. I made sure to make every part of this channel stupidly easy. We gotta boil it down to the bare minimum necessity to make it entertaining, of course, but the process has to be fun for me, okay? I could make my entire own songs every time. I could not even make a music video. I could just play the game and upload no, commentary, or not put my stupid avatar here, or not slowly get better at it every day, or so. I can't do that because it's boring, because that doesn't have any spell technology to it. And this is essentially what the AI is doing for us. It's allowing us to outsource our thinking, and therein lies the truth, baby. Thinking is the spell. And the reason why JRPGs are such a crazy art form that people are actively trying to get people to not play, okay, and it's not because people don't like them. It's not because the outlines and the stories are bad. It's not because the gameplay is boring, okay? It's because these are the one form of game that allows you to think. You don't have to be in it, okay, to be in it. You can compare it to so many things. You can do 8 different things while you're doing it. And It's so easy to take a pause. It's actually built to take pauses. If you train in your JRPG technology, taking a pause before you send a text message, before you send a tweet, before you post a video, taking a pause before you send anything won't feel weird to you. You know? And that's the thing, guys. All of our relationships, every single relationship we have in life, it's all turn-based. It's all turn-based. You make your turn, and then you must wait for them to make their turn. If you do not wait for them to make their turn, guess what? You just fucked up. You just played the game wrong. Ooh, little faux pas there. Oh my gosh, how dare you? And maybe your turn is too small. Maybe your move is too minuscule, you know? And then that's the inherent problem with this world, guys. This world has given women so much power, so much leverage, so much safety and protection that there is nothing that we can do to convince a woman, or anyone of that matter, you know, guy, girl, whatever, especially not a woman, to reciprocate or give us inherently what we need. You can't do that for anyone, man. It must be given to ourselves first and foremost. You must do it for yourself first and foremost. Airplane style, put that motherfucking mask on your face before you put it on your baby's face. Before you put it on your girl's face. Before you put it on your brother's face. Put the mask on yourself first. Breathe that air. Because if you can't do it by yourself, you damn sure ain't gonna do it with them. That is 100% facts, no fiction. And the crazy thing about this world is the leeway that we've given them has allowed them to play the game in such a meta way. You know, they really don't have to commit to anything. They can just sit back and wait for the greatest suitor to happen upon them. Okay, and that's just the way of life, man. You cannot get mad at that. You cannot be like, it's so unfair, I hate the world. You cannot be like, oh, my face looks so bad. You have to see what's happening. And you have to say, okay, that's fine. I'm going to work with love. I'm still going to cast my spells. I'm still going to do it exactly the way I want to do it. And in whatever way that is, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel awkward. You may do some things that are mistakes. Sure. Just get back on that horse. Just get back on that horse. No matter who's there with you, it doesn't matter, okay? You have non-negotiables. You have things you need to do. You already know it. Okay? And oftentimes, the true spells we're casting are the things that we are letting go, disregarding, okay? That is a huge spell. The greatest spell ever is the runaway, is the walk away. I call it runaway, because that's what it's called in video games, right? But you walk away, okay? It's not something that you announce. It's not always like, oh, I'm going to kill myself, you know. And I do say that a lot on this channel, but that's because it's something that I think about a lot. You know, it's something that I generally do pontificate on, because everything is pain. But I realize that I found light in that pain, that I found grace in that pain. And of course, I found my favorite thing. I found growth and progress in it. But life is not all about that, okay? You gotta realize where you can relax, where you can be aligned with what you want to be aligned with. And the spells are how we get to that level. You know, you cast your spell, and you wait for the results, and you had your intentions, you know your love, you know your soul, okay? So you know that part, take it, put it there, leave it there. But then you look at the results. What actually happened from the spell that happened, okay? And this is how we operantly and efficiently and calmly change our entire fucking life and universe, okay? If you're not getting the right results and your intentions are correct, you're not aligned, okay? I don't care how authentic or amazing you think you are. It's time to change something, okay? This is all just data. All of it is just data that we're using to change something, whatever it is. And you may not even know really what it is, but I'm tired of the indecision. Indecision has been withering me for years. I can't let, you know, clarity be my starting point. There's no, like, fuck that shit. Why did I wait so long to play this game? Oh, I had to wait till clarity was good enough. Fuck that. Why are you fucking retard? Who cares? We start now, and we get the clarity during, okay? Like just this episode right here. Do you think I named this episode before I started the episode? No. I have a fucking list. I have a notepad of so many episode titles. And of course, last time on the MMO Sleep playlist, I did mention that we were going to learn how to cast spells. So of course, I kind of knew what I was doing. You know, kind of know what I was doing a little bit. But at the same time, and I think this is going on the MMO Sleep playlist. I think so. I think this is a pretty good one that I'm filling out here as far as that goes. So we'll do that. But in general, guys, You have to remember that our minds are not just this safe haven place for you to take refuge in. It is a war. It is a battlefield. That is where all of the turn-based actions apply, okay? And I don't know how people still haven't gotten this to this day. Also, that's Vivi. That's awesome. Black Mage. We love Final Fantasy 9. Anyways, holy shit, I'm so lost on my thought because of the awesome characters. Yo, that is the thing too. I'm noticing, guys. Just by doing this playthrough and shutting up and putting my head down and doing the work, I'm getting more attention in game. And Japanese people are so gracious. They understand, I'm not a social person, so we communicate in different ways. It's not like I can really speak the language, but they know what's going on. They know what the fuck going on, man. Anyways, that's the thing, guys. With spells, it's mostly about what you don't do. It's about the commitments that you decide to take. Okay? And you have to realize all energy is used, every single ounce of it, okay? And that's why it's fine. I don't hate my gooners. I am gooner like you, okay? And I could have gooned too close to the sun. As a matter of fact, I still might. I'm not even gonna fucking put that off the table. It's not even like I'm not gooning, okay? It's just I've realized where else the energy can go. I've realized now we have an objective. Now it's becoming clearer and clearer, and it just pisses me off so much. Pisses me off so much that I've just sat in the darkness and indecision and just decided I have to wait till it's perfect. I can't release that yet because it doesn't sound as good. No, man, we have to have fun, okay? Your videos are gonna be ass. Your view count is going to be shit, okay? And that's just because the algorithm, it's adhering for things that align with a divinely corrupt society, essentially. So you shouldn't be, discouraged. I am actually happy that I'm not getting views. That just means that when the blow up really happens, I won't be able to stop it. Because there ain't no way I'm stopping making the music videos. There's no way I'm stopping making the playthrough videos. It's not like I have a bunch of friends to distract me. The thing about the magic in life is that it's all input based, guys. What happens? What happens in MapleStory when you stop casting? When you stop pressing that button? You're just gonna stop dealing damage, And if you're fighting a boss, aka me, fighting God, YouTube, and anime, and you stop casting, it will always end in failure. So I have to keep casting. I have to. There's no option. There is no other option for a spell. Okay, the boss is not defeated. You keep casting, and that's the thing about these relationship spells. Okay, women have infinite health. They cannot be killed. They cannot be destroyed. Okay, especially not online. Oftentimes, you realize when she leaves you, she gains a few. All girls have a backup plan. All girls have a huge. Okay, you see, I'm going with the fools. I'm going with the fools. See this? I'm dipping too far. The spells are getting within me. Okay, and that's the thing, guys. You have to realize what kind of content you watch and what kind of spells are getting onto you. I'm working in the full operating conditions of what do you call it? Absolutes. You can't do that. Fuck the absolutes. Okay, we'll go with a hard 50 to 60%. Have a backup plan. Okay. Does that still suck? Does it still suck that so many women have a backup plan for you? Sure. But you can cast the spell. You can start casting the spell that you are an original, that nobody can stop you from being you, that you can't get your form of love from anywhere else. You can start that right now. And if you do that for like a year, then it's going to be true. Then it's real that somebody really can't get your brand of love anywhere else. And then suddenly somebody will crave that, and then you'll have a little deal to sort out, if you will. You'll have a little negotiation. You'll have a leg in the game. And I feel like that's all we really want, guys. Okay, you want leverage. Okay, you want to be there. And in the conversation that moves needles. And if you really want to be there in that conversation, work on your magical ability, because it's not going to get there by you forcing shit. It's not going to get there by you injecting yourself, and it's not going to get there by you destroying gatekeeping. All of those things are weak, are feeble-minded. They do not come with the divine aura and strength that it takes to stay there. Okay? Say what you want about Kanye. Say what you want about all of these stars, okay? Like Drake or whatever. Say what you want when you see them and you're like, oh my God, they're so horrible and all these tactics or whatever. They've been up there for so long for some reason, though. And why is that reason? You thinking like, what? Why have they been up there for so long, though? But why? It's because they don't stop casting spells. Long-range spells, my friend. Long-range spells. And like I said, spells often come from the things we don't do. There's a lot of things that Drake is not doing that are allowing him to stay where he is. J. Cole as well. Kendrick as well. All of these guys, all of the goats that we say are goats, they're not really goats. Okay? They're not. They are just as human, as flawed, as indicative, as emotional as any of us. But you know what they did? They took discipline, they grabbed the reins of it, and they said, I'm going somewhere with this. I have a vision for where I want to go using this discipline. So I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna craft it. I'm gonna take one day at a time. And through that, you build a spell catalog that you didn't even know you had, man. It's just like when you're leveling up in the game. They don't tell you what your fucking passes are gonna be 8 or 10 or 9 or level 9,000 levels later. They don't tell you what your passes are gonna be. But you're gonna get them. And you're not gonna know why so many people like to look at you. So many people like to just observe from the distance. So many people don't know what to say to you. You're not gonna know why. But inherently, it is magic. It's a property that they can't explain. And you, for now, you can't explain. But with any kind of in-depth analysis, I figured out that more clarity comes. Of course, more questions come. More questions. But more clarity will come. Okay? And that is definitely the end-all, be-all of any of my situations. It's just clarity. You should not come to me for friendship. It's not a fun place over here, okay? But if you are a friend with the divine, if you're a friend with the truth, then that is what we are serving daily. Daily. We try to do it daily. I tend to get in my head a little bit about the streams and the lives and the all that shit, and it's because my spell operator is always working. It's always crafting something. Okay, it does not stop. I've built the muscle so bad that it cannot be controlled. And you know what? I like it like that. I like it like that. It's nice. It's nice. It's beautiful. And so, I say this to say this, This whole fucking episode has been us fighting these metals. And, I didn't even say anything about it. We haven't really been focusing on it. It's just been a bunch of random sounds, bleeps and blops and slops and clops. You don't even know if I'm going to win this battle because it's such a crazy, unoptimized team. But the tension's there. The tension's there. And I'm not going to tell you whether or not it's going to happen. Okay? The video is almost over. Will he win? You don't know. Okay? You don't know. But what I will tell you is that every day is like this for me. And it can be for you. All right? And that is if you work out of alignment. If you're out of alignment, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like you're so close. You're right there. But they're just way too powerful. But then something changes. Something changes. And that just all comes from you doing different things. Slight adjustments. Slight changes every time. And you'll figure out what the actual method you need to do is. Okay? You'll figure out the easiest way to get where you need to go. Alright? And it all takes not just the spells, but the spell observation. Observe the world of magic. You could observe this very channel. I'm not telling you to. There's just a lot of material to go over. So, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. Once again, this is a friendly video, but I am not your friend. Okay? You can come along. You are completely allowed. Completely allowed. Go on, do your thing. Whatever you want, okay? Be a lurker. Be a hater. Be a friend, Who's to say that I couldn't actually get to the friendship level with any of you? We have about 125 already. It's crazy. It's crazy. And we keep going up, we keep going down, we keep going left, right, and this, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter where we go, okay? Because I will still be here trying my best to figure out why this alignment is not already here? What needs to be executed? What needs to be changed? What needs to be moved? Okay? And that is the one thing that I will adhere to on this channel, guys, is that everything will change. Everything will change because that's what this whole channel is for. If I was super happy about my life and I was like, oh my gosh, everything's so happy-go-lucky, then I would literally just play the fucking video game or just play the fucking video game. We just fucking move on, okay? But life is turmoil, okay? I can't do this anymore. I can't just play JRPGs and act like my mind isn't automatically operating in spells and doing crazy things that I cannot explain. I can't keep walking outside and listening to my music and getting honked at multiple times. I can't keep staying in my room for literal days on end, not leaving, because I am afraid that the people who love me won't accept what I'm trying to build. I can't do it. I can't do any of that anymore. Okay? I can't. I can't. So, I bring it into this. And it has to be so damn undeniable, you know, that people have to see it, you know, people have to witness it, you know, people have to respect it. Respect me. But that generally is what we were going for, you know, the respect. Because I feel like people notice the spell, but because I'm not aligned, because I don't respect myself, because the power I'm still looking at as being outside of myself. I still see this light as something that's on the ground. It's in the walls. It's in my computer. It's over here. It's over. No, God is in me. We are one. Okay? And that happened to me a long time ago, where I realized that there's something different about me. But humbleness, you know, it can be a drug. It really can. Okay, it really can. And I'm not saying, guys, to just be a super dick slinging weirdo. Okay, humble and modesty is a virtue. But there comes a point when it's time to shut the fuck up and let God speak, okay? And people are witnessing that misalignment in me. You know, I know what I need to do. And I know you do too now. So go do it. I believe in you. Cast that spell. Do that thing. Discipline and discernment is all you need. And control your minds, guys. That is all we have. That is all we have, baby. This has been Rita in Trim. I'll see you later. Have a good rest.